Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Legion Live. Our every Tuesday episode where me and Norm come at you and ramble about something that hopefully is beneficial. We can't guarantee that it is, but it often is. Norm, are you jealous that it's Thanksgiving week in the U.S. and it's not in Canada?
Yeah, of course. You guys in the States get it all.
Now, you have Canadian Thanksgiving too, right? Is it kind of the same?
Yeah, it's 1 month earlier.
But is it like the same thing? Like you guys eat the same food, do the same stuff?
Yeah, we have outdoor plumbing too.
That's amazing. But do you get upset, like, because all of your stuff is involved in the U.S., so like when we disappear for 3 days, do you consider it a vacation yourself too?
No, it's ketchup. It's perfect. And I don't mean ketchup and mustard. It's work ketchup.
You know, of all the Americanized foods, I don't think that ketchup is part of Thanksgiving Day.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I can't think of ever like seeing a bottle of ketchup on the table. I don't know. I could be wrong. So in this episode, now that a few people have jumped in, and by the way, in the comments, wherever you're watching, let us know your favorite Thanksgiving Day tradition or Thanksgiving Day food if you're here in the States. Or if you're not in the States, tell us your perception of American Thanksgiving, because I would love to know. But this episode, we're talking about the risks of selling on Amazon. This morning, we were coming up with the topic. It was brought to us, and we thought, hey, this would actually be kind of cool to talk about, like, what are some of the risks of selling on Amazon? Some of these are good. Some of these are bad. But it's going to be interesting. And Norm, I saw your coffee cup there.
Yeah.
Can I see that again? Repping the AM PM coffee cup. Norm, I actually have the coffee cup that you sent to me on our anniversary.
Oh,
there we go. All the what's in the world, yours is my favorite.
That's it. You got it.
Use the cup you sent me. Thank you, Norm.
You're welcome.
You're legit laughing. That's pretty good.
Oh, man.
All right. So, risks of selling on Amazon. I'll start. All right. The first one that I'd like to mention is the risk of assuming that it's a get-rich-quick scheme. All right. And I know that a lot of people fall into this because they find this Amazon e-commerce opportunity based on maybe messaging that incentivizes the concept of like, this is a way to make money. So one of the risks of selling on Amazon is that it seems too easy. So people jump into it thinking it's going to be easy. They jump in thinking that maybe they're not going to have to put in the work. They're not going to have to build a real business, that it's easy money, right? And that leads people astray because they end up with the wrong products. They don't set their businesses up correctly. They don't have the mindset of taking this seriously. And they end up either missing a big opportunity or losing money or both. Or maybe they're successful, but then they drown in it because they weren't prepared for it. So that's risk number one, is assuming that it's not a real business and it's a get-rich-quick scheme. Norm?
I had this happen the other day. Somebody contacted me to take a look at their Amazon listing, and I told them to take it down. It was absolutely horrible. So my tip is, if you're brand new and you're just looking at some YouTube videos, always check out our channel, but you got to take a course. You got to understand, you got to know how to navigate through Amazon and what they're looking for, what the algorithm's looking for, because if you don't, you're just throwing your money away for the most part.
Yep. That's two. Another risk of selling on Amazon is that you might think too small. And what I mean by that is a lot of people think of themselves as Amazon sellers, or they should think of themselves as e-commerce sellers using Amazon. So we get stuck in this bubble thinking maybe this isn't a real business, or maybe this is not, or maybe they think that this is the only opportunity and they're not thinking about getting off of Amazon and using other marketplaces or building actual brands because it's so easy. So the risk of selling on Amazon is literally that it's so easy that we forget that we need to be building off of Amazon and building bigger and better elsewhere as well.
Okay. One for me, kind of leveraging what you just said, it's cash flow. So if you don't understand how much money that you need, or if you go in underfunded, that could be a nail in the coffin. So you want to make sure that when you go out and you're checking out the inventory of the suppliers, that you have the proper cash flow. And I typically will take 2.5 to even 4 times my landed inventory to kind of balance that out, because you have to take in consideration your photography, any type of marketing that you're doing, PPC, any external traffic. You don't have to do everything at once. But the other thing that could kill you here, and I've bought a brand this way, the brand owner hit a home run. So the product, he couldn't keep it on the shelf. Every time he bought inventory, it would double, it would double. It was a success. So that crippled the guy. And so I had to buy his inventory off of him and took over the brand.
Yeah. Near posts that a main risk is forgetting about your weekends and holidays. That was actually on my list. A risk is forgetting to have alone time or decompression time, because if I own a brick and mortar store, when the doors close, the sales stop, right? If it's the weekend and my store is closed, I don't have to worry about staff. But the thing about an e-commerce business is literally running 24/7. So it's hard to actually turn off your brain. It's hard to actually maintain like that balance of work, family, or even keep up your mental health, because we're nonstop thinking about it, right? Like it can get really, really bad sometimes, nights, weekends. First thing in the morning, we're looking at our sales. We're looking at, supplier communications from China overnight on WeChat. Like that's one of the biggest risks is we come in as kind of solopreneurs or small business owners that have to wear all the hats. So sometimes we don't separate and give ourselves like some personal time and space.
And personal time, Tim, is very important with you. Just hugs, virtual hugs going out to you, Tim.
That's not personal time. That is affection. Things, Norm. And yes, affection and your personal time is very important to me.
Right. Okay. Now, one for me is Amazon shoots first and ask questions later. So you are proven guilty until you prove things to Amazon. So the issue is that you could be doing great. You wake up and you check your email, and there is a suspension or a suppression on your listing because of a fake infringement, copyright infringement, or it could be just the algorithm picked up something and suspended you. So before you could do anything or react, you're already down. And Amazon is absolutely famous for this. And I see Near is commenting here, but Near is working with me right now on a problem that we've been working on over 2 months trying to solve. And it's a simple, absolutely simple thing. We just need Amazon's customer service to actually read the bloody thing. And it's just always getting the default emails coming back. So that is a problem. Amazon first level customer service and these bloody emails.
Yeah. Another risk that I really, really do not like is black hat, right? We are all competing for the same audience, which is a little different than typical, like traditional e-commerce, where we go and we build our own audience, we create our own audience. So for every keyword that we're trying to sell on, there is only a finite number of people searching for that. And we're literally like jostling for the prime position in that placement. So it is a risk because we are dependent on that traffic and everybody else is fighting for the same traffic. So that's when your black hat stuff comes along. That's when your really kind of nasty competition hit. That's when you have a lot of success potentially with one product or keywords. If other people can replicate it, they're coming in droves, right? They are coming to compete with you, and they're going to be not necessarily nasty, but they're going to be tough. They could outbid you on PPC. They could come in and do more branding, more offsite traffic, and get that organic ranking. So one of the risks of Amazon is definitely there's a finite amount of traffic, and all of us sellers are competing for that same amount.
And they can be nasty too.
They can be. Not always. And sometimes it's not like black hat and nasty, but it's just tough.
Yeah, competition is tough, but black hat is, what I'm defining as black hat is these guys that do unethical things, smear campaigns or something like that, try to hijack your listing. But one of my other points would be 100% understanding your numbers, getting to know every single cost along the process and building it into your plan. So getting just for example, getting your product, getting your packaging costs, getting your insert, the shipping costs, your HTS codes, making sure that you calculate the Trump tariffs, the freight going over to your warehouse, the storage fees in your warehouse, the costs associated with sending it over, Amazon's referral fees or their pick and pack fees, all these little fees, the return, what's your defect rate going to be? All these little things can add up, and you should make sure that you have that, built in. And then along those same lines is just understanding even the basics of reading a financial statement. So if you understand, or if you have a good bookkeeper or an accountant, and you don't want to take a course, at least your accountant or CPA would be able to help guide you to look what you're looking for, or give the information to them so they can interpret it. But you need to understand that. And there are a lot of different courses out there that will give you that basic understanding. I know Tim Francis has a course. I think it's just called Know Your Numbers. He's over at eProfits. I believe it's eprofits.com. Have nothing to do with it. Tim doesn't either. But it's a course that I took. I wanted to see what he had, and it was very good.
And another risk, and this will be my last one, Norm, you'll wrap us up. But another risk is that, how do I say this kind of the right way? Another risk is that Amazon can be so complex that we don't think about scaling our businesses enough to handle it, right? So there's so many bits and pieces about Amazon that we have to figure out. We have to figure out optimization and PPC and supply chain and logistics and delivery and branding and packaging. And because we're trying to figure all this out, we forget that we have to move quickly, right? We have to be able to expand our businesses. We have to scale up faster. So we need to sometimes outsource some things we're not good at. We need to start bringing in team members. Sometimes we need to bring in business partners, right? But one of the problems, and this is very specific to Amazon, is that we're actually secretive about what we do, right? So in most businesses, we would be talking to other groups and other communities like, this is my business. Can you give me advice? What do I do here? But all of us are trying to figure this out as we go. And it's such a secretive realm that we live in, because we don't want other people copying our ideas, that we're not communicating. So the struggles that I'm having, nobody else is talking to me about it, because a lot of times I'm very secretive about it. So I'm not getting that advice like, hey, you need to go get this fractional CMO to do this. Or, hey, you need to actually outsource these operations to this team of VAs because they can eliminate 2 hours of your workday, right? So because of the secretive nature on Amazon, we're internalizing all of these different tasks and struggles and growth opportunities, and we're not letting ourselves take some outside advice, opinions, and kind of resources to scale our business as fast as we potentially could. So that's my last risk of Amazon, which is specific to Amazon. Norm?
Yeah, probably my last item would be don't get caught up, new sellers, don't get caught up in Me Too products. So if you're going on Amazon and you're checking out and you find a couple of products and you see 4 or 5 other people selling the same product, let's say a plastic shoe stretcher, and you want that plastic shoe stretcher, you think it's a great idea, the numbers add up, planets line up, and you're going to go get it. Well, you don't want that. You don't want a Me Too product. You want to do some form of product innovation. And depending on what you're doing and how you're doing it, it could be very little, or it could be fairly expensive to get going. So this is something you really do want to explore, and you want to get experts involved at that time. So if you find something really cool, you could talk to the manufacturer and see what they have to say, but you have to be careful there, because they possibly could take co-ownership of that product innovation. But anyways, product innovation is where it's at right now on Amazon. If you can be slightly different, you could have a different material, a different color. If something says you have to, let's say in the plastic shoe stretcher, the spring breaks, maybe you go to a titanium spring or something that will set you apart from everybody else. And that's it from my end.
Well, I guess that's it. We're right at the 15 minute mark anyway, so we need to wrap it up. Thank you, Near, for all of your comments. Andy Craig said he's wearing pants that are oversized this weekend for Thanksgiving. I think that's what he said. I know I am. I always wear stretchy pants on Thanksgiving. That way I don't have to awkwardly unbutton my jeans under the dining room table, because that's always weird when you're with the in-laws.
Last time, I think it was yoga pants. Weren't you wearing that last year?
No, I've never worn yoga pants, and if I did, you would stop being my friend. So, so I'm totally open about that. All right, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being on. Make sure if you're not already, become members of our Private Label Legion Facebook group, free Facebook group. If you want some inner circle type training, check out the Centurion League. You can go to thecenturionleague.com, or you can find the banner on privatelabellegion.com. Norm, any last final words before we kind of wrap it up for this week and I ghost you over the holidays?
Yeah, sure. The newsletter, the one that has the Tim and Norm photo of the week. You've got to sign up. It's all content. It's pretty cool. And you'll get a laugh every Thursday.
Yep. And you can go sign up for that email newsletter by going to privatelabellegion.com, scrolling down to the bottom footer where there is a subscribe section for the newsletter. So, all right. Thank y'all. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching the content. We will see you guys live on Facebook next Tuesday.
See you later.